Welcome to the Bleckley Cochran Centennial. Few times in one's existence are they afforded the opportunity to participate in a festive event such as this. Come one, come all, and join in the fun. A lot of water has passed through Gum Swamp since the community of Dykesboro was formed. This was the original name of Cochran, which was chartered March 19, 1869. Cochran was surveyed by a Mr. David Walker when it was first laid off into streets. One of the original main thoroughfares is East and West Dyke Street. This street follows an Indian path from the Oconee River to the Okmulgee River, passing directly through Cochran. This Indian path was known as the Uchi Trail. Could the phantoms of the past speak to us today, no doubt we could find theme for song and story in the trek of the red men over the Uchi Trail. Our red friends would probably remind us of the vast forest that existed along the Uchi Trail as they journeyed through. Maybe they would tell of the clear, sparkling streams and brooks from which they drank when thirsty, or the abundant game which supplied them with food when hungry. And, too, perhaps they would stop long enough to point a finger of accusation at us and in their native tongue lecture on stewardship of the land and its resources. The original Bleckley County was created in 1912 as a subdivision of Pulaski County. Pulaski County was created in 1808 from Lawrence County, and Lawrence County was a subdivision from Wilkinson County. Wilkinson County was created in 1807 from lands obtained from the Creek Indians. Today, the modern Bleckley County consists of 140,160 acres, supporting a population of 10,000 people. Approximately 50% of Bleckley County's land area is forests. This 70,100 acres of forest land supports 9 major wood-using industries, which contribute an annual county payroll of $370,680. This forest acreage has continued to increase since the installation of the Bleckley County Forestry Unit in October 1954. Under the guiding hand of Ranger Hall Jones, approximately 7 million trees have been planted, reforesting almost 12,000 acres. More than 377 landowners have received direct assistance in forest management during this period. Unfortunately, since the origin of the forestry unit, Bleckley County has been the victim of 596 wildfires. These fires burned approximately 3,000 acres of forest land. However, without the assistance of the Bleckley County Forestry Unit, the probable loss is estimated to have exceeded 283,000 acres. This is enough forest acreage loss to wildfire to have burned over Bleckley County 2 times. Most wildfires are caused by careless acts of people, and only people can prevent them. Times change and generations come and go. If man manages his environment properly, he makes progress. If he fails, he regresses. The new Ebenezer College was built in Cochran in 1886. Classes began January 10, 1889, with 100 pupils. Middle Georgia College is now located on the site of the new Ebenezer College. This school has been a source of light for those seeking higher education. And, as a result, Bleckley County has been a better place to live. Today, Bleckley County supports 2,600 households with a collective purchasing income in excess of $16.5 million. Forestry has always played a major role in the history of Bleckley County. Albert Peacock was born a native of North Carolina in 1826, and he died in his home in Cochran in 1890. He was known to have operated the first turpentine still in the state at Burnt Fort near Folkestone, Georgia. Today's Naval Stores industry is supported by more than 4,300 farmers, and most of them work their gum trees for gum. The gum Naval Stores industry in Georgia is presently a world leader. Cochran has experienced many firsts in its history. Philip Jessup of Cochran was the first married student to attend Mercer University, graduating with an A.B. degree in 1869. Tradition says he was the first married man in Georgia to receive a college diploma. Robert Walker of Cochran was the first male graduate of the Wesleyan Conservatory of Music. He received the Bachelor of Music degree in 1899. George Walker III dug the first artesian well in Georgia on his plantation at Long Street above Cochran. The world's first photo flash was produced in Cochran in the spring of 1917 by Mr. Omar Bowers. Bleckley County also shares in many of the state's forestry firsts. Did you know that Georgia was first to lead the nation in the number of privately owned forest acres and in the number of state and privately owned forest acres under organized fire protection? Georgia was first to provide forestry assistance to private landowners. Our state was first in the nation to set a record for mass-producing forest tree seedlings in state nurseries. Georgia has the nation's largest tree improvement program. She was first to provide landowners with improved tree seedlings. Georgia was first to teach forestry in vocational schools. Georgia has the world's first forestry center and is the site of the world's first major forest fire laboratory. Georgia was the first state to license foresters and to certify forestry seed. Georgia had the first school of forestry in the South. She is the South's leader in pulpwood production and the largest lumber-producing state east of the Mississippi River. Georgia is second in the nation in tree farm acreage and the nation's largest producer of naval stores. She currently produces 50% of the world's supply and 82% of the nation's supply of all gum naval stores. Georgia and Bleckley County have come a long way since the days of the Uchi Trail. Her major towns and cities have benefited from her massive forest industry. Trees are the raw material for these industries, and they must be grown. Growing these trees is the responsibility of the landowners of each county in the state. Georgia needs more markets for trees, not less. She needs to put more idle acres to work and to provide employment for more people. Remember, for every dollar spent for a tree, $17 is realized through harvesting, manufacturing, and processing of that tree. Georgia has a very strong forestry program designed to assist the small landowners in reforesting, growing, protecting, and harvesting trees. The very nature of a tree crop does not permit a yearly harvest by the small landowner because of the length of time required for trees to grow to sufficient size to harvest. Business people in cities and urban centers make investments in stocks and bonds, various savings and loan associations, and other securities. Yearly taxes are only paid on the interest, dividends, or profits made from these investments. Farmers and forest landowners make investments in trees and other agricultural pursuits. They should not be taxed on growing trees any more than an owner of stocks and bonds should be taxed on the amount of stocks and bonds he owns. They, too, should be taxed on the income realized. It has taken Georgia 30 years of constant prodding and encouragement to grow the trees and build the forest industry into a vital part of Georgia's economy. To tax standing trees will not only stop the growth of this industry, but will turn it around. May the next time the good people of Cochran and Bleckley County gather to celebrate the bicentennial of this great area, they discover that future generations have been better stewards of the land. And when the phantoms of the Uchi Trail pass through,